But some people, I guess, get to run on tracks and there's bushland, and parts of this we might do that. So you get to hear the birds and some cases you're running on unmade bush tracks rather than concrete paths. So there's the crunch of the gravel under your shoes. The other sounds you hear in the bush, plus the different sounds of your feet passing over rocks and bark and all that other debris. And that gives you a whole different feeling when you're running than just, well, I've got to run for a time or I've got to run a distance. Now, I have to admit, and you probably saw at the start of the footage, I took my device with the GPS tracker. I'm not at that stage yet where I can just let all that go, because I'm interested in distances and all that sort of stuff. And I also wear my smartwatch for the same reason. And I probably will upload all the stuff the stats and that to Facebook, and I'll certainly be uploading these videos to both YouTube, my channel, and Facebook. And I do that because I know there are other people who watch them and either they get pleasure out of it or they get an opportunity to feel good because they're doing better than I am. I know there are some people who use my results and things as motivation to try and make themselves better runners or get a better time or something. Now, I'm not suggesting by that that I'm particularly good or my times or anything are any good, but I know there are some people who look at it and go, oh, that guy ran that distance in that hour or that time and he's 68, so I should be able to do better, and that motivates them to want to try harder. And for me, that's enough. I get the joy out of making them while I'm running. I said, I don't have to do anything but turn the camera on. And since the commentary is already embedded in the video, I don't have to voice over later, think about what I'm going to talk about. I just upload it. On that note, I was looking at a video the other day on the running channel, which you'll find on YouTube, and they were giving tips about things to do to prepare for a half marathon. I've run a couple of half marathons last year in 2020. I'm not saying that to boast, just saying it because I've done it. It was hard, it was draining. I didn't consciously prepare to run the distance. I've been running a little bit further each time. Started out at 10, then 12, 15, 17, 19, something like that. And then I got to one where I had run 20 point something, and I cursed myself because it was, I think a half marathon is 21.1 Ks or something like that. So I was just a little short of it. So next time I went out running, which was only a couple of days later, I just said, well, that's it. I'm going to do it even if I have to walk some of it, which I didn't. But I did it. I'm getting to the point of the story. My best recorded time for a half marathon is 2 hours and 9 minutes. And again, I'm not saying that to boast, I'm just giving you a perspective. Now, the running channel lady whose name I can't remember, she's the one with the dark hair, watch running channel videos. She said the average time for a male finishing the half marathon is 2 hours and 5 minutes. So I felt pretty good that I wasn't that far outside it. Average taking in mind all the young whippersnappers. The guys who are older than me have been running for decades, and people my age. At the moment, I'm now on Mary's Mount Road, approaching it from the southern end. Last time I did this run, I called it the Mary's Mount Challenge, and approached it from the northern end from Middle Arm Road, which is where we'll get to in a moment. What I've just come down there is Missville Park Drive or Road, I think, and that's Missville Park Estate. On my right here is the tillage, and up ahead on the left is Tenerife, which is another one of the housing estates along here. I often take the turn here and go down into the tillage and along a Crookwell Rd Drive, I think it's called, and then there's Vendetta Road and Success Street or something or other. Two little hills I run up to add onto my loops. I'm going to keep going here and attempt the hill up to the monastery from the southern end. Now, the last time I did this, as I said, I came from the northern end and I'd never run that way before, so I thought that would be a challenge, which it was. I managed to do it and get to the top. This time, I don't know what you can see at this stage, because I don't know what I know what I can see, but I'm not sure what the camera shows you. But we're going down towards, I think it's called Monastery Estate, just directly ahead. So we're down a bit of a slope, and then the road rises fairly sharply up to the monastery, which you might be able to see at the top of the hill there with the bell tower. It's called the monastery because, obvious reasons, it used to be a monastery. There used to be monks, priests, brothers, whatever they're called, in their training. Sold off, I don't know how many decades ago, but the main building itself is still there. I guess it was heritage listed or something. As far as I know, it's apartments or units or flats. And then this land below it, I assume it also belonged to the church, and they sold that. And just like the tillage, Missville Park, Tenerife, every time you come along here, there seem to be some new houses being built. Referring to that Facebook post I talked about earlier, I talked about focusing on your breathing and breathing in for 1 step and 2 steps for out, or something like that. I have to say, I'm not a very scientific runner in terms of that. I just try to breathe and run, and I breathe through my mouth, which I know is not good. Get more air, but you also face the prospect of bugs, stuff like that. I have tried retraining myself, but haven't had a great deal of success. So this road we're about to cross is called Kavanaugh Street, and I think, I don't want to be quoted as being the expert here, but I think a lot of the streets here are named after significant Catholic clergy during the history of Goulburn. I don't know who Kavanaugh was, but I assume he was the bishop or whatever title the head guy for the diocese has these days, or even in those days, which I presume were back in colonial days, 1890s or something, I don't know. On the way up the hill here, here's one of those points where I tell myself, just get to the next pole, like this one, and then the next one, and one after that, and then there's a road sign, I think it's a speed sign, it says 60 or something. Get to there, here at the crest, and on the way down. I'm at the 60 speed sign, and I'll be on the way down the other side. This is the entrance to the monastery estate, or the monastery building there, and down here more housing estates. On the left at the roundabout, that's called Merino Estate. Not sure what this one on the right's called. I mean, this is all just part of the Mary's Mount estate. Preschool Lilac Early Learning it's called, on my left there. The road crossing on the right is called Monastery Drive. On the left, I don't know what it's called, sorry. Just trying to give you those things so you can, if you're following this and you're trying to think where's he going, you've got some orientation. I'm down here now towards Middle Arm Road. There is actually a Middle Arm. It's more of a locality than a place, in that there's no, to my knowledge, maybe the houses or something like that, there's no shops, no business, nothing like that. It's just a locality. Good to see some more footpath work being done here. On my right here is the Mulwarry Farm, Mulwarry High School, which is Goulburn's second public high school. It's agricultural farm and wetlands. At the Goulburn High Farm they have a very small grape vineyard, a few grapevines. Had some sheep, had some, I think there might have been alpacas, a couple of cows, all for the agriculture students. I haven't seen any animals on this land whenever I've gone past it before, but he just signposted as Mulwarry High Farm. There's a sign just coming up here on my right saying new home of the Challenge Foundation, which is a charity of some sort in Goulburn that provides accommodation for adults with disabilities, and that's where their new home is going to be. That sign has been there, I don't know, I'm going to say at least 5 years. I guess they're still fundraising or something, I don't know.